And hello, folks. We have done most of this week. It is Thursday, and I've got to look for you out there with the Alexandria Tower Cam on Texas Street. I'm glad you're with me here for this little weathercast. We're seeing a partly cloudy sky, a little bit of high level cloudiness there, as well as some puffy cumulus clouds, but no rain in the vicinity today. As we're seeing less coverage, I'll look at radar in just a second. Up in Toledo Bend, likewise a partly cloudy sky. Looks up more clouds up in that direction than down here. But you kind of get the story that, well, we just don't see a lot of rain today. And your headlines, it's all about the weekends, folks, coming up this weekend and next weekend. We've got a whole week sandwiched in between. Remember, next weekend is the 4th weekend, so I've got that forecast in detail coming up in just a bit after the 7-day. So radar showing one little batch of scattered showers and thunderstorms off to the west of us in Texas, another one to the east of us along the parishes and counties bordering the Mississippi River. And there's just not a lot of movement with this today. In previous days, this stuff has kind of scooted across the river and into Louisiana pretty easily. Today, it's struggling to do that. It's not getting much steering for today. So that means that we're going to cut down the coverage for today compared to some previous days. Tuesday was 80%. Yesterday, 40%, according to the numbers I've done in the Weather Network. And today, it will probably come out to be less than 40%. Satellite and radar still a vestige of this high left. Warm fronts punched back up north. It was back in the 90s today in Chicagoland, but over toward the east. Across New York City, the big cities up east, they cooled down. Philadelphia was still near 90 degrees today, though. They were right on the border there, but New York City had a pleasant day compared to what they've had. And then that feature across the Florida area, you notice kind of a counterclockwise spin. That's cut off the southeast part of the ridge and led to, again, scattered showers and thunderstorms across much of the deep south. So your futurecast here, kind of planning it over the next couple of days. This evening, if you're out, a low chance of rain. Can't rule it out, not a 0%, but maybe 20% or less. Once we go into Friday morning, finishing up the work week Friday morning, with your morning commute, plenty of humidity. We've been used to that. And then going in through the rest of the day, don't see too much in the way of rain chances Friday. It will be hit and miss once again, though, maybe 30 to 40%, something like that. Going into that's your evening commute back home. Looks like scattered showers and a few thunderstorms will continue through that time period. So tropical interest areas over the next 7 days. In the Eastern Pacific, we got a little something going on there. But on the Atlantic side, it remains quiet. We did have Andrea, though. And one of the reasons it's been so quiet, I think part of that is these big weather systems come off Africa and they bring dust with them. This is the Saharan dust model forecast. Notice a little bit of that coming into Cenla here this weekend. Might make for some very visual sunrises and sunsets and a little haziness at other times of the day. Otherwise, again, this kind of stabilizes the atmosphere. And sometimes if it's persistent enough, it can lower the ocean temperatures at the surface just a little bit. So this has a negative influence on tropical formation, and that's good. So let's check out things beyond this into our 7-day forecast. 30% tomorrow, high in 94, 73 your low temperatures. And these readings are just a tad above where they should be for this time of year. Mixing in the humidity, yeah, it's seasonally hot. This weekend, 40 and 60% on Sunday. So Sunday may be the wettest day there. I went ahead and made that increase. And then going into next week, this is Monday through Thursday, rain chances holding pretty steady, 40, 50%, but start lowering it to 30% Thursday as maybe a little bit of high pressure, hot bubble of air starts to build close enough to us to be felt and raise the thermometers. There, you notice I did increase it, go 94 Tuesday, 95 Wednesday, and 96 on Thursday. But what's going to happen after that for the July 4th weekend? Here we are for your 4th forecast, 20 cents worth all the way through into that weekend on a daily basis. So it's not 0%, but I did lower it some under influence perhaps from that high pressure. Again, that hot bubble of air may be taking over a forecast that may be hotter than the typical 4th here if these numbers verify. A couple of 97s there for Friday and Saturday, and 96 for Sunday. Morning lows, not very cool either. In fact, do we call these lows? 75 and 76, meaning some folks may could be warmer than that. So warm at night, hot days, muggy through your July 4th weekend, but rain chances trending a little lower than they typically are. Typically on July 4th, we get about 40%, folks. So this is kind of a half of that forecast. All right, so that's a summary of your 4th of July outlook. And going into other things, I want to thank you for your support for Cenla Weather. Tomorrow's Friday. Hope it's a fantastic day for you. Nick, I think, is going to stream in the morning. And of course, I'll be with you